So these are going to be my quick little predictions for the upcoming NFL playoffs. I will go through each game for wild card weekend and give you who I think will win and just a little bit of how and why I believe that. And then at the end of the video, I will give you my Super Bowl matchup prediction and who I have winning the Super Bowl. The first game I want to talk about is going to be when the Cleveland Browns travel to Houston to take on the Texans. This game I've been going back and forth on, not 100% sure who I want to pick. The Browns got hot at the right time. They've been fairly hot all season, but I feel like the Texans are just as hot, coming and ended up taking that division from Jacksonville. I like CJ Stroud, and I just feel like Joe Flacco and the Browns' magic is going to run out probably sooner rather than later. Um, so I'm going to pick the Texans to win that game in a fairly close game. Don't see it being more than a one-score game, but I'm going to take the Texans to win it. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Miami Dolphins traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs on a Saturday night. I feel like the Chiefs should win this game, especially with the weather. I think kickoff temperature is supposed to be like 0. It's only supposed to get colder. Um, I just know the Dolphins don't fare well in cold weather. I think they're like 0-8 in their last 8 cold weather games, below 40 or something is what the stat was. Don't know what it was right off the top of my head. Um, I feel like the Chiefs defense is what's carried them most of the year, which is really weird to say when you have Patrick Mahomes as quarterback. Um, but I think they beat them once in Germany. They were able to shut down Hill. And I think the Chiefs defense is going to carry them again, probably another close game. But I feel like if the Chiefs receivers can catch the ball and the Chiefs lean on that running game in the weather with Pacheco, and receivers obviously still need to catch the ball when we do throw it, but I think if they lean on Pacheco more so, then Chiefs can take that and advance. The Steelers at Bills. Do I really have to go into detail on this one? It's going to be your annual wild card blowout. It's not going to be close. Bills are too high. Uh, Steelers are not not good. Somehow found a way into the playoffs because that's Mike Tomlin for you. But it's not going to be close. Bills are going to win it. The Green Bay Packers at Dallas Cowboys. Um, since it's in Dallas and taking the Cowboys there, what did they go 8-0 at home this year? Their point differential from points per game at home versus on the road is crazy to think about. I feel like the Cowboys can make a good run in the playoffs. Um, and I feel like if the Niners get bounced before the AFC Championship, and the Cowboys get home, I get since they're a 2 seed, will get the home in the NFC Championship. I feel like the Cowboys have a good shot to just make it all the way. So I'm definitely taking the Cowboys over the Packers. The next game is actually probably the game I'm looking forward to the most. Um, and it's the Rams going into Detroit to take on the Lions. Just the storylines in that game. Goff versus the Rams, Stafford back in Detroit. I feel like both those teams can win that game. Going to be a close game. I just feel like after 30 something years of Detroit not be winning their division, I feel like they're almost destined to win at least one playoff game. And I think the Lions are going to come out and just do everything they can to score on offense, stop the Rams on defense. Going to be close, but I'm going to take the Lions because that franchise definitely needs a playoff win. And finally, the last game of Super Wildcard Weekend is the Eagles and Bucks. the Bucks making the playoffs is, I mean, congrats, you guys won your division. You somehow get a home playoff game, but you went 9-8. I mean, the Eagles are a better team despite having to go on the road. Um, yeah, they've struggled down the stretch, but I just got to take the Eagles because I like Baker, but playoff experience is going to matter. Um, and I just, even with struggling, the Eagles are the better team. Now for my Super Bowl matchup prediction, as much as I would love to say the Chiefs would make it back, they're going to have to flip a switch at some point. And if they haven't fixed the issues in the regular season, I don't see them fixing it this year. And that's going to hurt, especially with no wide receiver group. So I can't say the Chiefs, but for the AFC, I'm going to take the Bills. They got hot at the last right time. They won, 6 straight, took the division from Miami. Feel like they can easily just don't want to say run through the AFC because there's still some good teams, but I just feel like they're the best team. I would say the Ravens, but just I don't trust Lamar in the playoffs. Granted, Josh hasn't really done anything in the playoffs either, but I just feel like Josh has at least won a couple playoff games. So I'm gonna take the Bills to represent the AFC. In the NFC, it's really just between two teams. It's going to be either the Niners and Cowboys. I'm going to take the Niners. That defense is good. Their offense is scary when they click. When you put those together, they're going to be the best team in football. With that being said, I'm going to pick the Niners to win the Super Bowl. I feel like that defense is going to be able to shut down the Bills, like I picked from the AFC, and offense is going to do what they do. McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. I don't see anybody in the playoffs being able to keep up with the Niners. So I'm going to pick the Niners to be my Super Bowl champion for this year.